Shall we now call upon Reverend Nancy Brubaker to make short speech and dedicatory prayer for graduates?
When it was nearing the time for Jesus to die, he gathered his disciples together for one last meal. This is recorded in John's Gospel, chapter 13. They came into an upper room and reclined on mats at a table. No doubt the food was brought in by servants from the house down below. Before they began to eat, they waited for a time of blessing of the food. They looked to Jesus to begin the blessing. But instead, Jesus got up and took off his outer robe, like his jacket, and he lifted up a basin of water and pulled a towel over his arm. And beginning with the first disciple, he knelt down to wash the disciples' feet. It is not unusual in that day to wash feet before a meal. The roads were dirty and dusty as they walked along with their sandals. Feet were washed as they entered a home, usually. But what was different this time is there was no servant to wash the feet. Instead, it was their rabbi, their teacher, and their Lord who bent to wash their feet. At first, Peter protested, "Not my feet." But Jesus let him know that this was needed. This was very important. This was a lesson for all of them. When it was over and they sat at the table, Jesus asked the question, "Do you know what I have done for you? If I, your teacher and your Lord, have served you just as a servant serves the master, this is my example to you. I want you to do as I have done." This was Jesus' last teaching to his disciples. As a teacher, it is sometimes the last time you instruct the class. That is very important. In this case, the lesson was you must serve and serve one another. For our graduates today,
tiangin venia digri la ho te po hi
You leave with well-earned degrees in your hands.
ti chuan degree in khum chota ania
You now have much knowledge and the ability to teach and to pass that knowledge on to others.
tu na hian in thiam na te in theina te hi tam tak in nei to chu tiang chuan in ngai tlom tak in mi te hne na in pe chuak ve turania.
The message Jesus gives to you just as he gave to his disciples long ago.
Khatenga ma sanga Isu Krista zirti rang khan nang ni poin
You must be willing to serve each other and others that you encounter in your life.
in ngai tlom na ne mi te tan arong bol na in chun zom turani.
This means you come to your ministry in all humility.
Ti chuan in ngai tlom na ril ru nen ti khan rong bol na in chun zom turani.
And then the other side of that,
Thil dang a han thlir le chuan
which I think is very hard in the Chin culture, which I see as being very service-oriented.
khatianga chin mi te ta na khatianga thil han ti ho zel le in ngai tlom taka rong bol zel hi thil har sana tam tak po om mai thei
You must allow others to serve you.
khatiang khan nang ni po midang ten khatianga rong an ron bol sak tur cheu po khan in hong turani.
People whom you look up to and respect and hold in high regard.
Ti chen mi pui tam tak te chuan in an ngai sang to chewa an en sang chewa.
As you practice this kind of service to each other,
khatianga in ngai tlom taka ataka in rong bol na in nun pui chuan
as you receive this service from other believers,
chu tiang chen midang te nen po in rong bol sak tu in ma lalpan tam tak apedon chewani.
you will prove that you have learned well the lessons that Jesus has taught.
Chuan tuna Isu Krista na min zirti rang zong zong khan na sa takin fiat na in nga tuin arin oma.
My husband Brian and I come to you as Mennonites from Canada.
Kapasal Brian and hiyan Canada tanga kanron kalkan niya.
We have been teaching about Mennonite tradition this past week.
Karkalta khan menonaya kay mani tida na nga rong bol zelin.
And one thing Mennonites do at least once a year
At lembera kay ni menonay ko chuan kum khata voi khati thin kan neya.
they have a foot washing service together.
Ti chuan kesil sak in rong bol ton na kan bua sei thina.
And in this foot washing service, each member who participates washes the feet of another member in the church.
Ti chuan chu tinga ko khran ho khatianga tel thei zong zong te chuan ke in sil sak ton na rong bol na hi takin kan practice thina.
Today, in honor of this graduation,
Vinia kan chuan kan lom kan lim ni he graduation ni apo hian
because Brian and I have been the teachers for at least most of you this week.
tun kar sung khan engamo chen chu engamo kan zirtir vea kan nupain
And you have listened respectfully with all of your attention.
chuan thu le hla ngun taka in ngai thla na kong tin re nga te
And you-
in zaum khop maya
And you have asked us questions and told us what you were thinking.
ti chuan engamo zo du na le engamo thil tam tak ngai tua na te po in la nei mek mai theya
We have been honored to be your teachers for this short time.
re hun re lo te chung in zirtir tu kan ron tang ve lok po kha kan in chuang le ni.
So graduates, we would like to serve you by washing your feet in this service.
He service chung hian graduate te in ke sil sak chu kan tua
I invite you to remove your footwear so that you come to us with bare feet.
in pei khok te han phelula chu tiang ke sil turin ron in ring ula.
Brian will wash the feet of the men and I will wash the feet of the women.
Pastor Brian and mi pa ke silanga pinansin mai chia